Good afternoon. This is MetLoop meteorologist Nancy Koslick here with an update on today's very stormy forecast for especially the eastern half of the country. We're watching a frontal boundary as it continues to push its way toward the east coast this afternoon, and this front has been causing quite a mess, especially for the southern states over the last couple of days, and it continues to do so this afternoon as it makes its way through the country. Notice behind the front, we're seeing those slightly cooler temperatures out there where we've still got the 70s and even the 80s for some of the extreme southeast out ahead of the boundary. And of course, we'll continue to see some of those cooler temperatures enter behind the front as it moves its way on through. As far as the nasty weather goes, we are seeing plenty of showers, thunderstorms, very intense thunderstorms, especially for some of the southern states this afternoon. We're seeing some shower activity for the state of Florida, especially the southern portions of it, but the actual front is what we're seeing this afternoon cause a lot of problems out there. We've had lots of reports of tornadoes, and it's going to keep going for the rest of this afternoon. So as we work our way up the front a little bit, notice that these southern states pretty much extending from the very northwestern portion of South Carolina back down through Georgia and into the Florida Panhandle. This is where we're seeing the most intense thunderstorms. And this afternoon, we're going to keep the likelihood of severe weather in the forecast until this front makes its way on through. Moving a little bit further north, we do have some general thunderstorm activity, nothing quite as severe as we're seeing down here in the south, but we do have those showers and storms making their way through. They're moving into the Carolinas this afternoon and up into Virginia, with the rainfall continuing even as far north as up into the northeastern states. So heading into the rest of this evening and overnight tonight, we'll continue to see this frontal boundary make its way through the east and eventually exit the east coast by tomorrow, and we'll start to see some of that severe weather go with it, which is very good news, but we will also see some of that cooler air settle in behind that front tonight and into tomorrow. Here's another look at that chilly air that's filtering in behind that frontal boundary as it makes its way to the east today. Notice that back out into the western half of the United States, we're seeing those overnight lows well into the single digits for some. And of course, we've got the teens and the 20s out there. So if you live in this area of the country, which includes a lot of people, make sure that you're taking care of those pipes, pets, and plants heading into the overnight hours tonight. And of course, those of us heading down into the south, we will see those chilly temperatures, just not quite as cold as those out west. And looking ahead into the rest of this evening and the overnight hours tonight, we're going to continue to see quite a messy situation all along the eastern coast of the U.S. before that front actually starts to fizzle out and move off the coast. So we will keep these very strong to possibly severe thunderstorms in the forecast for especially the southeast, extending from the Carolinas back down through the Panhandle of Florida through the evening hours. But once we lose that heat of the day, we're going to hopefully lose some of the steam behind those very strong thunderstorms. And as the front continues to push its way to the east, it will eventually clear the coast. Now, that is not to say that it won't still produce some activity down into the actual state of Florida. And of course, we're going to continue to see that widespread shower and thunderstorm activity with even some of that wintry mix in there heading into the northeast. We're also going to continue to see some showers for the Pacific Northwest as another system makes its way through for you guys, but we will start to clear things out for you heading into the next day or so as well. Thank you very much for watching this afternoon. Hopefully everybody stays safe out there, and make sure to check back on our Facebook, Twitter, and metloop.com for more information on these storms as they make their way through the country.